Hi, I'm Darryl McConnell. I'm the research site head for Boehringer Ingelheim's research site here in Vienna. I'm, as you can hear from my accent, an Australian. Studied chemistry in Australia and focus now on drug discovery for cancer. Our research focus here in Vienna is on cancer. Back in 2012, we actually changed our strategy to focus on cancer's high-hanging fruits. I call them cancer's big four. They're four proteins that we've actually known since the 80s, but we've got no drugs for them at all, and they cause more than 50% of all cancers. And that's what we've focused on now since 2012, to really find ways to actually discover drugs against these very, very difficult targets. Their names are KRAS, known as the beating heart of cancer. Beta-catenin is another one, very important in colorectal cancer. P53 is known as the guardian of the genome. It protects our DNA against mutations. And the last one is MYC, and MYC is the orchestrator of all cells. And we really want to tackle all four of these targets. Drug discovery is essentially three phases, which can take up to 15 years in total. The first stage is where we have to choose the target, the disease-causing protein. And you can think of this, the target, as a lock. The second phase of drug discovery is we actually have to find a key that fits into that lock perfectly, and usually turns the disease-causing protein back off. And the third and final phase is to actually translate that into human clinical trials to prove that this concept actually works in patients. The new medicines of the future are actually coming from two different directions. One is from new biological insights, where we learn something new about a disease and capitalize on that. The second direction is actually new molecular insights for these proteins like cancer's big four, where we already have the biological insights, but we don't have the molecules. And here we're coming up with completely new different types of drugs, new modalities, new classes of drugs that can actually tackle these high-hanging fruits. There are three properties that a medicine needs to have. They are clearly, first and foremost, efficacy. The drug needs to work in patients. Safety is clearly equally important. And thirdly, convenience. In terms of how drugs are synthesized these days, it actually varies quite widely, from synthetically synthesized molecules in the laboratory through to biologically produced molecules such as antibodies. COVID has taught us a lot of things, but two things stand out particularly in my mind, and they are leadership and speed. Particularly in your end of the neck of the woods, Australia and New Zealand, I think, have done amazingly well in terms of leadership. And this is also so important in drug discovery. We need, if we're going to tackle cancer's big four, these high-hanging fruits, it gets tough. People want to give up. And that's where we really need strong leadership to aim for those long-term goals that really are going to benefit patients a lot. I really see parallels there. Also the speed at which COVID vaccines have been developed is breathtaking. And this really shows us generally in drug discovery what can be achieved if we forget about the dogmas of the day and really focus on what needs to be done and what the fastest path to that is. outside of being a scientist, I run a lot. Back in Australia, I had dreams of being an athlete, a distance runner. I tried hard, but I think I'm a better scientist. But still, to this day, I run almost every day. Try and keep fit, and occasionally go in races and at the starting line. I still feel like I'm 18 again, at least for the first 100 meters.